Good evening, everybody, and I missed it. Pause. Stupid autoplay. um, yeah, it's been an interesting day, to say the least. Got a lot done today. Um, went and looked at the bees. Um, went grocery shopping a little bit. Visited some friends. And trying to remember what I'm trying to do right now. And went and got chicks. So if you guys have seen it, you've seen it. And if not, here's my 10 future omelet makers. That time of year again. Time for the chicks. That time of year again. So it's very relaxing for me to just sit there and watch them. A little bit too relaxing maybe, because after watching them for about an hour, I realized I hadn't eaten all day. And so I made myself a couple sandwiches, had a tuna fish, and that was the end of my day until now. So another full day. Let's just hop right into it, because I'm losing my mind, I think. Operational information as of 8 a.m. 20th of March regarding the Russian invasion. As always, we start the report with Slava Ukraina. I got him from the hatchery, KK. The 1,121st day of the large-scale armed aggression of the Russian Federation against Ukraine has begun. In total, 155 combat clashes were recorded over the past day. Yesterday, the enemy launched one missile strike using a single missile and 72 airstrikes on Ukrainian units and settlements, dropping 123 bombs. Ew. Russia also used 2,560 kamikaze drones for destruction and carried out over 6,000 artillery attacks. 141 of those were from MLRSs. Airstrikes were carried out on the settlements of Gramianka, Mykolavka in Chernihiv, Krasnyopol, Mikhailivska, Klemivka, Samotovivka, Miropilia, Tora Mala Rebutsi, Petrushivka in Sumy, Zora Novopoltavka, Gorodivka, Pokrovsk, and Zeleny Pol in Donetsk, Velika Nikolaevka in Dnipro, Yasna Polyana, Blakotin, I'm not sure how that one's pronounced. Novo Ivanovka in Zaporizhia, Burganda, Verkiva, Kherson, Tormarin, Orado Kimyanka in Kherson region. A lot of different towns there. Yeah, that's basically spreading the Russian mirror. Yeah. Officially the ceasefire hasn't started yet. They've just agreed to do it at some point in the future. That's what Russians say when they attack Ukrainian infrastructure. But then they cry, Ukraine's violating the ceasefire when their shit gets hit. So, over the past day, aviation, missile troops, and artillery of the Ukrainian armed forces have struck 10 areas of concentration of personnel, weapons, and military equipment, 4 command posts, 2 air defense facilities, 10 missile troops and artillery facilities, 2 electronic warfare stations, and another important target of the Russian invaders. Going into the Kharkiv direction, the enemy tried in vain to advance 5 times in the areas of Voschansk and Dvorshina. Going to the deep state map and zooming in to Kharkiv. We see Voschansk here, and Dvorshina is here. Kupiansk direction. 6 attacks by the invaders took place in the Kupiansk direction yesterday. Defense forces repelled enemy assault actions near the settlements of Zarazova and Petropavlivka. Towns we're unfortunately very familiar with. Petropavlivka, and to the south here, Zarazova. Going to the south from Kupiansk direction, go into Liman, where the enemy attacked 15 times. He tried to advance near Yempolivka, tongue-tied for a second, Novomikhailivka, and Zeleny Dolna. Not a whole lot of towns for 15 attacks, but Yempolivka, Novomikhailivka, and Zeleny Dolna is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 towns, 15 attacks. Yes, Russia is pushing hard in this little pocket of the Liman direction. Moving to the Service direction. Our troops repelled 1 enemy attack near the settlement of Verkno-Kumiansky. Coming down from Liman to Servisk, and Verkno-Kumiansky is right here. Heading over from Servisk in Liman to Kramatorsk. Of course, Slovansk is right here. Konstantinivka and Chasiv Yar. In the Kramatorsk direction, the enemy launched 4 attacks on the positions of our troops in the areas of Alexandro, Shutini, Minkivka, and Novomarkovo. I'm rather shocked that they didn't attack in Chasiv Yar, but Markovo Vaslivka, Novomarkovo, Minkivka. I guess they're tired of butting their heads against the strong defense in Chasiv Yar and are trying out another direction. Moving to the south of Chasiv Yar and Kramatorsk, we come to the Torets direction, where the enemy attacked Ukrainian units 21 times near Krymsky, Toretsk, Dasheny, and Dvelivka. Again, coming to the south, Toretsk, Krymsky, Dashny, Dvelivka. So, all right in this area. Moving over from the Torets direction to the Pokrovsk direction. Over the past 24 hours, Ukrainian defenders stopped 47 assault actions of the aggressor in the areas of the settlements of Tarasivka, Elizavetivka, Promin, Lisivka, Novoukrayinka, Kotiny, Zerzovo, Udachny, Upensivka, Preobrazhenka, Oleksivka, that's a new one, Valentinivka, okay. And Drivka, and in the direction of Sergivka. Yeah, I'm very good at pronouncing these ones. You know why? Because they have been being attacked for almost a year now. And I've had a lot of practice saying these names. 47 assaults. Nearly 1/3 of all of Russia's assaults is in Pokrovsk direction. Heading over to the deep state map. In Tarasivka, Elizavetivka, Promin, Lisivka. I have to zoom way in here for Novoukrayinka. It gives you an idea of how small some of these towns are that Russia is having trouble capturing. Kotiny, Udachny, Upensivka, Preobrazhenka. And we get into some of these smaller towns that are not listed here. So basically from Preobrazhenka to Andriivka, you have the towns of Oleksivka, Valentinivka, and Sergivka. They're all right in this area. They're just not listed on this map. Come on. Zoom out of South Dakota. Go around the world and back again. Oh, jeez. So let's see if we could find just making sure here that I'm not I can't blame deep state too much because these towns are not even on Google. Oh, Oleksivka is here, okay. I don't know where the other towns are. Okay. So Oleksivka is here. So this must be from this direction. but still no idea where the other two towns are at. Valatinivka and Sergivka. Well, if anybody knows, please send me a picture. Moving over from Pokrovsk to Novopavlivsky direction. Ukrainian defenders repelled 13 attacks by the invaders in the areas of Pravilny, Rozlivy, Bulatsky, and Constantinople. We don't have to go far. Novopavlivka, Constantinople, Rozlivy, Bulatsky, and Pravilny. Moving over from Novopavlivsky to Huliopol direction, where the defense forces successfully repelled 3 enemy attacks in the direction of Novopil. We don't have to go far from Pravilny to Novopil. Huliopol is all the way down here. Moving over from Huliopol to Orhiv, where Ukrainian defenders repelled 7 attacks in the Stepova area and in the settlements of Lubkova and Sechirabaki. So Sechirabaki and Mali Sechirabaki, Stepova, and Lubkova. Again, settlements we get to hear a lot of because Ukraine has been defending these for years now against Russian assaults. The enemy did not conduct offensive operations in the Dnieper direction. In the Kursk region over the past day, Ukrainian soldiers repelled 22 attacks by the invaders. Yeah, we sure never mind. I won't say it. I don't want to go into that too much. But yeah, they're still holding on in Kursk as best they can. The enemy also launched 23 airstrikes using 28 guided aerial bombs and carried out 333 artillery strikes, 12 of which were from MLRSs. Oh, I know the feeling, Adam. I had to fall-proof my house. I thought it was, I thought I was doing that for my mom. Yeah, about every 3 or 4 weeks, just the knee gives out and no signs of the formation of enemy offensive groups were detected in the Volyn or Polizia directions. Our soldiers continue to inflict significant losses on the occupation forces in manpower and equipment, and actively undermine the enemy's offensive potential in the rear. In total, it goes into the losses of the Russians for yesterday. We'll cover that with the graphic. And I see Gobi's left us for Rust. Join the defense forces. Razom perможемо. Slava Ukraina. Yeah, I don't know why OBS doesn't shut off notifications like that from Steam. They should. Yeah, I have the same issue. Like, oh, I forgot what it was. It wasn't the ACL, it was the other one. Um, there's a tear in my, not the ACL, the one on the opposite side. And every once in a while, the knee just goes, whoop, and I go over. Um, yeah, doctor said I need a surgery, and yeah, I'm too young for that surgery, so they're not doing it until I'm 55, which is another 7 years. I just have to put up with falling once or twice a month until then. You're asking the wrong person, Steve. If I knew, I would have said it. Let me grab the graphic from Discord. Oh, nice numbers for today. Total combat losses of the enemy since the full-scale invasion, 1,121 days ago. Today, Russia lost 1,400 personnel to casualties, bringing the total to 899,470, just 530 casualties away from 900,000. And we wonder why Russia needs the ceasefire. Russia needs it more than Ukraine, but they're the ones dragging their feet. 13 more tanks were destroyed. 38 armored personnel vehicles. 43 artillery systems. You know, that's almost an artillery system every half hour that Ukraine is blowing up. 2 more MLRSs. 3 more anti-aircraft warfare systems. These are like the S-300s, the S-400s. Russia's not using these to take out airplanes. They're using them to take out apartment buildings. So I really enjoy seeing these things get blown up. Yeah, I'm a bicentennial baby, 76. UAVs, 179 UAVs. Only 105 UAVs away from 30,000 total. 91 vehicles were taken out today, or yesterday, for a total of 41,094 vehicles. Think about that. Think about how many people live in your town. Many multiple times for my town, but now imagine 41,000 vehicles removed from the traffic in your city. That is the Russian losses for today. Moving over to the air raid map. Sumy has been under air alert for 8 hours, 9 minutes. We see reports of explosions 4 hours ago, 4.5 hours ago, 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago, and 6 hours and 20 minutes ago. All in Sumy City. Odessa. Odessa has been under air alert for over almost 8 hours now. Again, Odessa was hit really hard today. 6 hours ago, 6.5 hours ago, 6 hours, 45 minutes ago. Yeah. Who's gonna blame who about violating the ceasefire? It's gonna be both. It's gonna be both, but we know why. Both sides are gonna claim it, and Ukraine's gonna be the one that is telling the truth. And Donetsk started air alert 17 minutes ago. You'll see in Kramatorsk, explosions were reported at 9:26 p.m. last night. It is 4:34 a.m. 4:36 a.m. Sorry, in Ukraine right now. So, with that in the background, let's head over to. Before we go into Zelensky's Telegram page, I haven't even looked at it, so I don't know if there's a speech yet or not. I wanted to not here, where here. Somebody was asking about rebuilding Ukraine. I don't remember who, but I remember it popped in my head that I forgot to talk about it. Uh-oh, here comes the holy terror of the puppy. Oh, I got visitors coming. So let me take off the cam for a minute.
What? You signed off.
No, I did not sign off. They can hear you.
You can hear me coming up.
But I turned off the camera just in case.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about this.
Sorry.
Now you know why I can't keep track of my thoughts because.
Ouch! Ouch!
Ouch. This is a group in Kyiv and Kharkiv, and they also once in a while work in other areas. But you see, meeting at the metro station, bring lunch, work clothes, work gloves, and a good mood. I'll give you more of an update on them, but later. But right now, I'm going to skip ahead to Zelensky's speech, and hopefully there is one. No, there's not. Okay, well, I'm going to play this one and figure out. Oh.
Mr. President Costa, Madam President von der Leyen, dear colleagues, thank you so much. Glad to see you all and thank you for supporting us, supporting Ukraine. First, I'd like to update you on some key aspects of the situation in Ukraine and our diplomatic efforts with partners. Last night, the Russian army launched a massive drone attack on our country, 171 strike drones in total, mostly Shahids. Their target was our infrastructure and in the city of Kropivnitsky in central Ukraine. Residential buildings, also an Orthodox church and a school were damaged. Among them, wounded are 4 children. Everyone is receiving medical help. So yesterday evening, another Russian strike hit our energy infrastructure. We in Ukraine face this every day and night, you know it. And despite Putin's words about allegedly being ready to stop the attacks, nothing has changed. And I want to thank our soldiers, rescuers, doctors, and nurses, everyone who protects uh, against Russian strikes and saves lives. Their work brings results every single day, and that matters. So it's crucial that your support for Ukraine does not decrease, but instead continues and grows. And this is especially true for air defense, military aid, and our overall resilience. We need funds for artillery shells and would really appreciate Europe's support with at least 5 billion euros as soon as possible. Investments in weapons production are needed both in Ukraine and in your countries. Europe needs technological independence, including in weapons manufacturing. Everything necessary to defend the continent should be produced here in Europe. We must work toward this together. And I appreciate those who are already taking concrete steps in this direction. It would be right for the Rearm Europe program to start operating as soon as possible. It's a very useful and forward-thinking initiative. Please continue to develop your industries and research. Ukraine has effective and modern tech, you know it, especially in drones and electronic warfare, which can benefit all of Europe and our global partners. And right now, this weaponry is about our defense, but its further development, constant upgrades, and increased efficiency, along with your investments in our production and co-production, are key to Europe's new security foundation. Also, please do not ease pressure on Russia over the war. Sanctions are very, very necessary. Sanctions must remain in place until Russia starts withdrawing from our land and fully compensates for the damage caused by its aggression. I urge you to keep fighting against sanctions, evasion schemes, and Russia's attempts to finance its war effort. Ongoing diplomatic efforts do not mean Russia should face less pressure. That's crucial to reducing the chances of Russian hawks. And we all know how easily Moscow disregards its promises. One moment they give their word, and a few hours later it means absolutely nothing. That's why we must keep pushing Russia toward peace together with you, of course, with United States and with our partners. We can do this. Yesterday, I had a productive conversation with President Trump. From the very, very beginning, Ukraine has been advocating for what we are discussing now, an end to attack on energy and infrastructure and ceasefire at sea, and we continue to support these efforts. Our teams will also work towards achieving an unconditional full ceasefire on land. Please support this. Putin must stop making unnecessary demands that only prolong the war and must start fulfilling what he promises the world. By now, there could have been over a week without killings, without strikes, without fire, if Putin were not the only one keeping this war going. The proposals made in Jeddah on March 11 are still on the table. We need to keep pressuring Russia to make them a reality. And one more thing, it's unfortunate to say this, but some pressure is also needed within Europe itself to ensure that anything promised actually happens. And I'm talking about Ukraine's EU accession talks and resolving some fundamental issues for European unity. It's simply anti-European when one person blocks decisions that are important for the entire continent or that have already been agreed upon. Ukraine fulfilled the requirements, but right now there are serious difficulties in opening Ukraine's first and others negotiation clusters for EU accession. European efforts that should be bringing more security and peace are also constantly being obstructed. And I believe this is wrong. Europe must have a way to prevent individual actors from blocking what's necessary for all. If we say Europe should be stronger in global competition, we must also talk about making European decision making faster, more flexible, more effective, whether in politics, defense, economics, industry, or any other area. Europe needs speed in making decisions and clear tools to protect itself from unnecessary blockages. Ukraine is a part of Europe, and Europe is one of the players in global peace efforts. We did our best for Europe to be equal with others in these efforts and peace negotiations, and we achieved it all together. Europe must always be at the table in all conversations about security of Europe, and it will be so. And in all other issues on Europe, we must work in unity. And we talked about this in Jeddah, and we always discuss it with all our partners, and we emphasize it exactly this way. Europe is a participant in diplomacy. And that's why I urge you to support us as well and not allow us to be left out of joint European efforts. And finally, I want to thank those of you who are working with us on future security guarantees for Ukraine and in turn for the entire eastern flank of Europe and the continent as a whole. And for those who have not yet joined this effort, I invite you to do so. And all of us must be as efficient as possible in this work on security guarantees and as quick as possible. Fast pace in achieving these results means bringing peace and endurance of peace. Thanks. Slava Ukraini.
Gibberum Slava. So, kind of cool to have a Zelensky speech in English, and yes, his English is getting better and better. Not bad for his third language. Remember, Zelensky is a native Russian speaker. He learned Ukrainian when he ran for president and is learning English as he goes forward in this troubled time in Ukraine. Just short little excerpts from all the other meetings he had today. Been a busy boy traveling around, meeting with pretty much half of Europe. From there, let's move into Canty Center, where you get to see a preview of the videos to come. As I scroll back to the beginning of the day in Ukraine. And unfortunately, it's not all good news. Come to the drones for today. Translate this to English for you guys. 171 UAVs were launched by Russia. 75 were shot down. 63 failed to reach their location. This is unfortunately one of the worst strikes on Ukraine in recent history. My brain can't do math right now. 120, 138. 138 shot down, so almost 40 hit their targets. Kievnograd, Sumy, Donetsk were affected by the attack last night. Of course, the big news today has been the attack in Ingles hitting the missile warehouse. Here is some of the damage in the surrounding town. Oh, that's loud, sorry. Oh, that's just annoying. So that is some of the damage in the surrounding town, and you can see where the warehouse was hit in Russia today. Okay. I'll be down after the stream, huh?
Well, let me see if I can.
Okay. The strike on the Ingalls airfield was carried out by drones of the SBU and the SSO of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. A lot of text. I'm just going to show you what you came for, the videos. Here you go. No sound in that one. A new sunrise in Russia today. Before I go too much farther, since turn the cam back on. There we go. I'm back.
Вот он, столб дыма, от чего у нас дома аж все стены затряслись. Это примерно километров 7-10 от нас. На беспилотник, конечно, это не похоже. Ну, что-то, возможно, похлеще.
Is that in here?
Ну, что-то, возможно, похлеще. Конечно, это не похоже. Ну, что-то, возможно, похлеще.
I'm getting a weird noise on my computer. I don't know what exactly it is. But we'll keep going.
Вот наш забор.
Yep, definitely spring. Starting to get bugs again.
Ебать, аж крышу на доме завернуло. Окна с той стороны выбило.
Very important if you're going to film to have a wind filter on your mic.
Раз, два, три. Охренеть.
You just see the huge amount of area that has been affected by, well, Ukraine blowing up Russia's missiles. You know, Russia thought they were not going to have any consequences from this war that they started. And just the huge pillar of smoke from the hit. You see some of the explosion here. I was trying to zoom in. That's kind of a weird artifact right there in that picture. And we saw this picture yesterday. One of the first pictures that came out from the strike. Defense forces in southern Ukraine magically destroyed an enemy BM-21 Grad MLRS. That's not damage, that's just what Russia looks like. You know, when your currency for your country is called the ruble. Oh, the secondary launches are nice. I wish we could see where those are landing. Excuse me. 38th Infantry Brigade shows the last minutes of another MLRS. Right in the missile rack. Ooh, nice big boom. I'm not sure what was hit it. They did not say. But usually the HIMARS is with cluster munitions. Could have been artillery. I'm not sure. But I have been slacking in my duties today. I just remembered. Car for Ukraine. So, if you've been deaf and blind for the last couple days, you'll know we are fundraising for the trucks for Easter for Ukrainian units. We're trying to get 20 vehicles for units. Me and Chungus are working together to get one of those vehicles. We are at 2,558 euros and 76 cents. If you can and are able to, please help out, well, me and Chungus, help us get to our goal. And in the meantime, help out the Seraphims get the vehicles they need to continue the drone operations. So, that's where we're at, the $2,558.76. The total fundraiser is at 17,746 euros. We'll come back to that in a minute. Just to show some love to those who have donated. Kathy Sumner, 50 euros. Canty and Renegade Chungus make a great team. Proud to donate to Ukrainian warriors again. Linda Hayes with 50 USD. Salt of the Red Earth for 5.5 euros. Paige Barrow, 21 euros. Blonde Bombsheller, 202 euros. Nana Moose with 10 euros. Steve Sane, 50 euros. Mitch with 32 Canadian dollars. LJ Boone with 100 euros. Another Anonymous with 20 euros. Darlene Patton, 23.36 US dollar. Steve Sane with 70 euro. Blonde Bombsheller with 68 euro. A. Macbeth, Slava Ukraina with 50 euro. A. Morris, almost an A. Anonymous, but A. Morris with 5 euros. Linda Hayes, 26 US dollars. Christy Olson, 5.7 US dollars. Mitch Ashdown, again with 157 Canadian dollars. Red Bear with 11 US dollars. Blonde Bombsheller carrying the carrying the fundraiser for us so far, it seems, with 219 US dollars. Linda Hayes, again, with 23 US dollars. Steve Sane, again. Chungus, Canty, and BB are legends. 35 Aussies. Is that the right name for the Aussie dollar? Aussies? Or is it just oi, oi, oi? 10.9 euros from Heather W. 50 euros from Bev Groves. 104 euros from Linda Smallbones. Anonymous with 5 euro. Linda Hayes for the third time with 57.57 US dollars. There has to be some meaning behind that. I'm just not sure what. Michael Robinson, 52.35 euros. Steve Sane again with 70 Aussie dollars. Either one works, Steve? Okay. Spider Fate Fella with 5.5 euros. Blonde Bombsheller with 500 US dollars. Anonymous from the Friends of Chungus, who want nothing more than complete Ukrainian victory, with 519.94 euros. What the heck is that noise? Oh, that's what that noise is. Good luck, Russian hackers. Yeah, the little weird noise you're hearing, that's my security alert telling me someone's trying to hack my account. And then my donation to start off the fundraiser with 104 euros. Thank you, everybody that donates, including the anonymouses. We have 33 on the donor wall and 34 donations. So there is an anonymous out there that did not post on the donor wall. To see the overall campaign, Mercado Media is in the lead with 7,580. Succumimus second place with 5,284. And Chungus and myself are in third with 2,558 euros. Again, when we hit the 4,000 mark, I will be doing another spoonful of horseradish. Much to my against my tongue's wishes, but anyways, still doing it. Rick the Ukrainian in fourth, the Shills, Silicon Curtain, Laser Pig, Rudy Acosta, ATP Geopolitics, Phil Ibner with On the Edge, Tanya Fiona, Eric, PS01, and War Translated. All in all, there is 15 of us all pushing to get the funds raised for these 20 trucks. So please, if you can help, please do. The link for the fundraiser is in the description below, as well as pinned to the top of chat. Yeah, just making sure it is linked. And now back to your regularly scheduled program. The once peaceful skies over Ukraine. Says in Ukrainian here, planes are flying, there will be bombs. And unfortunately, this is life in Ukraine. The power of the fiber optic drones. Here is a Ukrainian drone operator threading the needle.
Он, бачиш? Он він там. Ёб твою мать, блядь! Добрий день!
Добрий день! Oh god, I gotta play that one again.
Он, бачиш? Он він там. Ёб твою мать, блядь! Добрий день!
Oh, I love that one. Добрий день, motherfucker. Fitting that I just say that, and the next clip is a clip from Madjar's Birds.
Є у хробаків. Ця короста призначена для оперативного створення мінних полів за допомогою реактивних снарядів. Ось так розсирає до 600 протипіхотних мін ПОМ-3. Робить то швидко та розумно. Мінні поля різної складності вдень та вночі, протитанкові та протипіхотні, в тому числі з готовими проходами для своїх військ. І тут ми її налітали бригадною розвідкою десь на Курсько-Білгородському, як його називають хробаки, напрямку сьогодні вночі. Ну як не відспівати? З початку повномасштабної одна згадка про знищення земледілля воїнами Нацгвардії у березні 2023 року. Тоді писали, що коштує та
Oh, I
приблуда
believe they did say
25 мільйонів
goodbye.
доларів. Не можу ту інфу перевірити, але важливо ж не ціна. Ми ані продаємо, ані купуємо. Ми єбошимо. А тепер фінальний вйобчик! І до розвідкою фіксується влучання та палаюче сучисько. Вперше засвідчена на Красній площі у Кремлі на параді 2020 року. Саме ця стала б гарною фотозоною коло мавзолею. До 50 ракет на 2 блоках неслася залупа. Тому в результаті влучання дрона FPV фаєр-шоу був знатний. Чпокнула її команда Кліматим птахів Мадяра. Ранкова дорозвідка сьогодні підтвердила, як то кажуть, земледілля на паздір'я. Тихої та спокійної, очі та жало, хробачий жах.
Oh, there was the trifecta of the MLRSs. This is funny as heck. Bonus plus program from the 3rd Assault group. Surrender and get a chocolate bar. I'm going to play the kid first.
Вона собі шоколадку купила, гадіна. З'їла сама шоколадку. А я що робить? А що, мені дивиться, як вона їсть шоколад, я теж може хочу шоколад. Задумала мені, мені дуже шоколад. Я дуже хочу шоколад.
Kids are kids the world over. Ooh. No. Chocolate bars for smart Russians. We all know what's really on your mind now, Andrew. Don't be ashamed. It's on most guys' mind. Blonde, did you sick autocorrect on Andrew? Yeah, Dobro ranku, Dobro den, Dobro noche. It's scary. They even sabotaged a substation in Siberia. An unknown person drained oil from 2 transformers in Gorno-Altisk and set fire to them. The city was left without electricity. Only the center and social facilities were powered by backup power. So listen, all y'all, this is sabotage. Oh, that's a short video. Oh, wait, no. So, sabotage groups are even working in Siberia. The 225th Infantry Division sends greetings to the Russians, who are in a weak negotiating position with no cards in their hands. That is the direct translation of this. I couldn't improve on it. So here's the video from 225th Brigade.
Смотрите оружие, выходите с поднятыми руками, мы сохраним вам жизнь.
Those look a little lopsided, BB. And as many of you know, Odessa was slammed by the Russians today, early. Here is some of the footage from Odessa. I'm on the next one. Want to make sure. Sujenskia gas transmission system taken down. This is near Suja. Media reports the successful destruction of the gas transmission system through which the enemy supplied gas to Europe. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban is worried. Here is the video of the gas transit to Europe. Unless she watches the stream, then she'll know. Oh, yes, I forgot Dobrovecha. Dobrovecha is good evening. Dobronoche, good night. They look much more even now, blonde. Ukraine likely struck the storage location for the missile weapons and fuel at Ingalls Airfield. OSINT analysis geolocated footage of the explosion. Map coordinates. So let's take a look. Yeah, that doesn't look right. So that must be the location of the video, because the reports I've seen, what was hit is this area here. You see all the fuel tanks, the missile storage areas, and other such things. So those coordinates aren't exactly right, but they're close. Three Tu-95s and 2 Tu-160s were stationed at Ingalls, according to OSINT sources. Oh, that was a hiccup in trying to talk, and that was weird. An Aleutian 76 arrived at the base, probably delivering a new batch of Kinzel 101 missiles for the aviation bombers. After the impact and detonation, debris was scattered over a radius of about 5 kilometers, which increases the likelihood of damage to the aircraft. Oh, I closed it. Why did I close it? So let's see, 5 kilometers from here. Measure distance. Uh, 5 kilometers. So extrapolate that into a circle around that location, and you see how much the debris has spread. We saw the videos of the damage in the town. So, yeah, it is very likely that planes parked on the runway were damaged. Are any of these painted on planes? Yeah, there's a painted on plane. Gotta love it. You know, you see the truck parked here, like the shadow. No shadow for the plane. There's another one painted on. And another. See, there's a real plane. What's left of a real plane. But yeah, Russia has been painting on aircraft to try to fool satellite pictures, I guess. But, you know, it's just kind of funny. Yeah, that doesn't look really like a good plane anymore. Looks like they've been salvaging that one for parts. This one too? Or is it? Okay, if someone knows more about aircraft, can you explain what this stuff is? Is that tires? So that's how Russians are trying to protect their planes, by throwing hundreds of tires on the wings, hundreds of pounds of tires on the wings. That is funny. Okay. That's hilarious those are tires, and they're like even trying to paint them on the fake planes. As you see the tires on even the fake planes. So it's hard to say if that's tires or damage or what. They aren't in fact exactly clear pictures, but Yeah, throwing tires on a plane to protect them. That's hilarious. Kropeninsky, rescuers are dealing with the consequences of the large drone attack on the city. As of the morning of March 20th, all relevant services are working at the site of the enemy UAV strikes. 10 people were injured. 4 of those were children. No deaths reported in Kropinski. That I'm amazed that nobody was killed. That was a really heavy attack on Kropinski last night. And of course, it was Odessa's turn tonight. Here is more footage from Odessa. And the skyline of Odessa tonight, I should say. Another video of the gas pipeline in Suja. I'm guessing this is from a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone. And okay, let me back that up, because this is like the overflow burn off valve. So that's, if there's too much pressure in the gas line, it vents the gas, and rather than having a possible explosion, it's purposely burnt. But that is one heck of a fire. Burn, baby, burn. And unfortunately, we have come to the last video of the day. A video from K2 operating in service direction. And of course, it's not going to let me translate the last time. A daring but unsuccessful attack by the enemy on a buggy. The occupiers tried to break through to our position and wait out the barrage of fire at the landing, which is like the tree line. There they encountered K2 drones and cluster munitions. Those who remained tried to move on, but found a mine under their feet. Ooh. Here's the video. Yeah, if you're also if you're attacking somebody to try and take over their resources, you can't exactly nuke it, because you want to be able to extract their resources. Let me watch that again, because I wasn't. I see the cluster munition. Oh, no. Oh, come on, go back to... How do you know it's a Russian position? Look at all the freaking trash. Yeah, I would say that's not much of a tree line that's left there, unfortunately. After the war, I would love to go over there and do a tree planting, Arbor Day type of thing. Hopefully I can get there over there and start raising saplings. Odessa is off air alert. So is Sumy. It's just Donetsk for the last hour, 12 minutes. And quick update on the cars for Ukraine. Go to our campaign. Thank you very much for the last donation. Bringing us over 2,759 euros in 35 donations. Let's see if they left it on the wall. Anita, that must be Mick's wife. Let's keep rolling. Here's my birthday money. Slava Ukraina. Happy birthday, Mick. Thank you so much. Since that was your birthday money, I'm going to go back and replay a video from yesterday from somebody else who had a birthday recently. Remember that all the troops were returned yesterday, 197 in total. Here it is. Yesterday, so this would be the 18th. This Ukrainian defender turned 27. His birthday was in Russian captivity, and today the hero returned home. His wife welcomed him with a cake and candles and said she had made a wish yesterday. I think you know what the wish was, and here it is, wish granted. So, Mitch, this is part of what your donation goes to achieve.
Ні, зажигалка, дайте запальничку.
Ой, Боже, тримай свої шарики.
Я вчора загадувала бажання. Я думаю, ти розумієш, яке. Вітаємо! Вітаємо! Вітаємо!
Хочу загадати, щоб в Україні було наступне.
So I hope his birthday wish comes true very soon. And Mitch, your birthday present to Ukraine is going to make a lot of people's wishes come true. It doesn't just provide a truck. It provides evacuations. It saves lives. It gets people to and from the front line quickly, so they're not subject to FPV drones, artillery shellings, or being spotted as easily. These trucks and other vehicles do so much for the troops. Personally, I sincerely believe we need to bring back the Jeep. You know, these things. We've seen how easily vehicles can be taken out with FPV drones. Something cheap and easily mass manufactured, 4-wheel drive. It's obvious with how inexpensive war is turning out to be. MRAPs and Humvees, they're great, they're armored, but they can still get taken out by a drone. Something cheap and expendable, like these Jeeps, I think there's going to be a demand for something like this in the future. Unfortunately, we're back at World War I, World War II times. The Jeep was made specifically to be cheap, expendable, and transportable. There's a cool image out there I want to show you. Military Jeep in a box. That's how Jeeps were shipped. The entire thing fits in this crate. You open the crate, you jack the body up, you put the tires on, put gas in it, and it goes. I would advocate for that, except the batteries in the electronic vehicles, if they ever catch on fire, they're almost impossible to put out. I don't think we want more highly flammable stuff near our troops. And I say our troops because I feel Ukraine is, ZCU is our army. Yeah, you can load these up on a helicopter. Take it where you need it, drop it out with a parachute, drops down, knock out the sides, put the tires on, and you're gone. You can't do this with like the Humvees, the MRAPs. They're too heavy. They're heavily armored, yes, but they're too heavy. Imagine how many of these could have been dropped in like Mariupol. Gave the guys a fighting chance to get out rather than surrendering, because all the other vehicles were taken out. Drop 20 of those, and there's 4 guys in the back, 2 guys in the front. There's 6 people evac with each one dropped. And these cost next to nothing to manufacture. You could probably, if you set up an assembly line, you could probably manufacture these and have a retail price of around $5,000 to $6,000. Maybe some Ukrainian businessman can come up with something like that. That'd be cool. If they came up with one, I'd buy one. Yeah, everything you needed to assemble it was in that crate. It was an awesome idea that came about in World War II, and it could be easily implemented today. One last update. So, thank you guys all for the donations. Thank you for coming to the stream. Thank you for watching and hanging out. I appreciate that very much. But more so, I appreciate your support for Ukraine. Your donations, your shares, more people know, the more people help. And every bit of help is appreciated so much in Ukraine. Thank you all. Have a good night. Stay safe, everybody. No, Adam, I think that is very odd coincidence. And I don't believe in coincidences. Have a good night.